Hello, class. And we're getting through up to week 7 on our economics class. And I'm rather excited about what my classmates have to say for the topic that we have for this week's discussion. So, question 1 is what are companies doing what they can do to maximize the profits during the COVID pandemic? And one of the things that I came up with was engaging in an email marketing program, um, crafting the content of what they're trying to sell or what they want to say, and plan and schedule for, we're in the pandemic, and then there's going to be the time after the pandemic, and what is the new normal going to be. So another thing that companies can do is increase the efficiency, examine the cost of where things are going, how much is going out this store, this department. Is there any way that they can reduce the overhead, streamline the waste that's going out the door too, cut down on certain things that are unnecessary, don't be needed anymore. We had the time before the pandemic set in when things were just going well, and now they need to put things under a microscope, and magnifying glass would be a better description, and just look at where the money's going, where we can clean it up. Another thing is that companies, to maximize their profits, can evaluate the strategies that they have for marketing their products. They can look at what works for them and what is not working, is now would be a time to make some changes. They can create a whole new advertising campaign. They can revamp one that they've already used. They need to base it on, say, the quarantine time. Here we are now. This is what we're going to look like after post-COVID. So I hope that covers question number 1. Question number 2. Yes, I agree with the laws that prevent price gouging. We're all only human. We're talking about lives here. So unfair. Most of the price gouging is a temporary, short-term way of taking advantage of the time and what's going on in certain situations or areas, say from a natural disaster, and it's usually a short term. The price goes up and makes things very unfair. So that's one of the reasons why I agree with the laws for price gouging, put a price ceiling on things. It usually comes down to necessities, essentials, food, medicine. For some people would be gasoline, electricity, things that are needed for survival. Even for our discussion topic that we've been assigned this week, hand sanitizer and face mask, the cleaning supplies. Here we have this virus that's killing people and putting people in the hospital. Panic sets in. People want to make sure that they're covered, and so they run out and they buy all the toilet paper and the hand sanitizer, even the face mask, because they worry, they don't want it to happen to me. And so that's how I see that. The laws should be in place so that those people companies can't take advantage of what happens. I think that it really affects the poorest of the poor. So how much profit is too much? In my opinion, 2 times the price of a normal price is too much. Certainly, marking it up to 5 times, 10 times is, sure, some people who can afford it, and they're going to pay for it, and they will. Then we go back to the people that are barely getting their minimum wage and have a large family, and of course they can't, afford to buy hand sanitizer, or even have to limit their toilet paper supply, because I know in my little store here in town, there for a while it was up to $15-16 for just a very small package. And people were coming from Port Angeles and Aberdeen and Tacoma, coming out here and buying up our supplies. So certainly a good thing to have that. Another part of the question is, I believe it's the state laws that enact the price gouging. They usually are in effect for a period of time, especially like in a natural disaster. Certain items, of course, we're back to food, medicine, the cleaning supplies, hand sanitizer. Come on, here we are. We're paying anywhere from $5 to $7 to $10 just for a face mask that usually when you wash them, they kind of fall out of shape, and get the iron out. And some people, it's just easier to go get a new one. So we're up to question number 3. Should ethics and morality be considered for companies to maximize the profits? Yes, I think that the more that a company can do to show their employees and their customers that they're willing to go the extra mile, especially to protect their employees from getting sick, and want to protect the customers too. I think it increases their overall appearance, how they put themselves out there, their image. Another thing that they can do is to promote their health and safety, make sure that people are abiding by, wearing the face mask, hand sanitizer, staying the distance, 6 feet apart, keeping them safe. Another thing that companies can do with the ethical morale decision is to decide how to allocate their resources. They're scarce, they're not going to last forever, and how to make them more effective. So we're down to the personal experience, and of course, for those that know, I live out here at the middle of nowhere. No, it's really not that bad. As you can see, I have my trusty wood stove behind me, but personal experience is, boy, I've been stuck out here, 3, 4, 5 days, no electricity. You got the rivers are overflowing the banks. It's rained so hard. Mudslides wipe out some of the roads. That happens almost every year. Trees are down across the roads, can't get out, can't get in. Some of the roads are closed, and so, of course, then, not everybody has a pantry full of food, or, maybe more medicine than say for a week. They probably have enough firewood for, 2 weeks, maybe a month. So scarce things would be like propane, gasoline, flashlights, batteries. I mean, when there's no electricity, it gets so dark out here. So I think I've probably got a good 10 minutes in here. So anyway, class, I'll see you next week. Bye.